Have you ever wondered what makes science, well, science? It's a question that sparks intrigue in many a curious mind. The answer, my friends, lies in the profound depths of philosophy. Yes, philosophy. While science is often thought of as a realm of facts and figures, it is also deeply rooted in the philosophical discipline. Now let's take a trip back in time to the cradle of Western philosophy, ancient Greece. It was here that revolutionary thoughts on natural phenomena began to take shape. The ancient Greeks were among the first to move away from mystical explanations for the world around them, and instead they sought logical, rational explanations. They yearned to understand the principles governing the natural world, and this curiosity, this thirst for knowledge, was the birth of science as we know it. Among these thinkers, one figure stands out: Aristotle. His work laid the foundation for many scientific disciplines, from biology to physics. Aristotle believed that the world could be understood through careful observation and logical reasoning. He rejected the idea that the world was governed by the whims of the gods, instead suggesting that there were natural laws at play. But the philosophy of science didn't stop there. Oh no, it continued to evolve, to grow, to morph into something more. From its humble beginnings as a quest to understand the natural world, it has expanded to encompass so much more. Today it delves into the nature of scientific theories, the construction of experiments, the implications of scientific discoveries, and the ethical considerations of scientific research. So, the philosophy of science began as a quest to understand the natural world, but it has morphed into so much more. It's a fascinating journey, one that we'll continue to explore in the coming scenes. But for now, let's take a moment to appreciate the profound impact that philosophy has had on science. Because without philosophy, science as we know it would simply not exist. As science evolved, so did our approach to understanding it. The Renaissance and Enlightenment periods marked significant shifts in our approach to scientific exploration. It was during these eras that the scientific method, a systematic way of learning about the world, was developed and refined. The scientific method emerged as a beacon of rational thought, illuminating the path to knowledge through a process of observation, hypothesis, experimentation, and conclusion. It was a revolutionary shift from the reliance on philosophical speculation and religious doctrine that had previously dominated the scientific realm. This new method emphasized empirical evidence, that is, information acquired through observation or experimentation. The implications of this shift were profound. It meant that claims about the natural world could be tested and either verified or debunked based on the evidence. It also meant that these tests had to be reproducible, meaning that others should be able to replicate the experiment and achieve the same results. This insistence on reproducibility added a layer of reliability and trustworthiness to scientific findings. As a result, the scientific method has shaped the way modern science operates. It has fostered a culture of skepticism, where claims are not accepted at face value but are subjected to rigorous testing. It has also encouraged transparency as researchers share their methods so that others can replicate their experiments. Moreover, the scientific method has democratized science. By establishing a standardized process that anyone can follow, it has opened the door for anyone with curiosity and determination to contribute to scientific knowledge. However, it's crucial to remember that the scientific method is not infallible. It is a tool, and like any tool, it can be used well or poorly. It relies on the honesty and integrity of the scientists using it, and it is subject to the limitations of human perception and understanding. The scientific method, then, became the backbone of scientific exploration, directing how we approach and understand the mysteries of the universe. Fast forward to the 20th and 21st centuries, the philosophy of science has taken on new challenges and questions. In the early 20th century, two revolutionary theories emerged that would forever alter our understanding of the universe: quantum physics and relativity. Each of these theories, in their own way, challenged our most fundamental assumptions about the nature of reality. Quantum physics, with its wave-particle duality and superposition, introduced the idea that the very act of observation can affect the outcome of an event. This led to philosophical debates about the role of the observer in scientific experiments. Are we passive spectators in the universe, or do we play a more active role? And if our observations can change the outcome, does this mean that reality is, in some way, subjective? Then there's Einstein's theory of relativity, which suggests that space and time are not separate entities, but are instead interwoven into a single fabric called space-time. This has profound implications for our understanding of the universe and the nature of reality itself. For instance, it implies that time is not absolute but relative, depending on the observer's speed and gravitational field. These debates have shaped the current state of the philosophy of science, forcing us to grapple with questions about the nature of reality, the role of the observer, and the limits of scientific knowledge. They've challenged the idea that science can provide a single, objective description of the world, and have instead suggested that our understanding of the universe is always influenced by our perspectives and experiences. In this context, the philosophy of science is not just about understanding the methods and principles of science, but also about exploring the philosophical implications of scientific theories and grappling with the complex questions they raise. Thus, modern science has introduced new layers of complexity to the philosophy of science, forcing us to question even our most basic assumptions. So where does the philosophy of science go from here? As we look into the future, we can see that the philosophy of science will continue to evolve and adapt in response to new scientific developments. The advent of new fields and technologies, such as artificial intelligence and quantum computing, will undoubtedly challenge our existing philosophical concepts and force us to rethink our understanding of the world. Take artificial intelligence, for example. As we continue to develop machines that can think, learn, and even create in ways that were once exclusively human traits, we must grapple with new philosophical questions. What does it mean to be intelligent? Can a machine possess consciousness? How do we define life and identity in an age of AI? This is uncharted philosophical territory, and we are only beginning to scratch the surface. Similarly, the emergence of quantum computing is shaking the foundations of our understanding of reality. Quantum mechanics, with its perplexing phenomena like superposition and entanglement, challenges our traditional concepts of space, time, and causality. As we delve deeper into the quantum realm, we'll need to develop new philosophical frameworks to make sense of these strange and counterintuitive phenomena. But it's not just about grappling with new technologies and theories. The future of science philosophy also involves a continued commitment to philosophical inquiry in science. Philosophy isn't just an abstract, academic exercise. It's a vital part of the scientific process. It's about questioning our assumptions, scrutinizing our methods, and striving for a deeper understanding of the natural world. In the end, the future of science philosophy will be shaped by the questions we ask and the challenges we face. As we continue to push the boundaries of scientific knowledge, we must also push the boundaries of our philosophical understanding. As we continue to push the boundaries of scientific knowledge, the philosophy of science will undoubtedly continue to evolve, offering new insights and challenges. So, what have we learned about the philosophy of science? We have journeyed through a captivating exploration of the philosophy of science, a field that is as fascinating as it is complex. Let's take a moment to reflect on our journey and the key points we've covered. We commenced our journey with the origins of the philosophy of science. We discovered that this field of study is not a product of modern times, but has its roots in ancient civilizations. Philosophers of Greece, India, the Middle East, and China were among the first to question the nature and processes of the natural world, setting the groundwork for the scientific revolution that was to follow centuries later. Our exploration then led us to the development of the scientific method, a systematic approach to understanding the universe. This method, with its emphasis on observation, hypothesis, experimentation, and conclusion, has been instrumental in the advancement of science. It has allowed us to make predictions about the natural world, test these predictions, and refine our understanding based on the results. As we ventured into modern times, we delved into the impact of contemporary scientific theories on the philosophy of science. Quantum mechanics and relativity, for instance, have challenged our traditional philosophical notions about the nature of reality and the limits of human knowledge. These theories have sparked philosophical debates and have led to new philosophical perspectives. Looking ahead, we speculated on the potential future of the philosophy of science. We recognized the challenges posed by emerging scientific fields such as artificial intelligence and genetic engineering. These fields raise profound philosophical questions about the nature of consciousness, the definition of life, and the ethical implications of manipulating the genetic code. While the philosophy of science may be a complex and ever-changing field, it remains an essential part of our quest to understand the universe and our place within it. Through our journey, we have seen how the philosophy of science helps us ponder the big questions, challenge our assumptions, and keep our scientific endeavors grounded in ethical considerations. It is indeed a fascinating journey that continues to unfold, and we're all part of it.